Hi everyone, my name is Rohan and today we are going to learn about the Git and GitHub. Git and GitHub is the most important part of the software development lifecycle. So every developer or programmer or going to be programmer should learn about or know at least what is a Git and GitHub. In this tutorial we are going to learn about the key concept of the Git and GitHub, how we can install it on local, how we can perform some actions, key actions on our local project. So being said that, let's get started with our first part of the GitHub tutorial. So before moving onwards, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel so that it can help me to grow and make more confident to put more content on our channel. So we will be looking to the three most key scenarios that Git and GitHub solve for us. The first scenario we will be talking about is that I lost my code. So if you are working on a code base or if you have created some folder on your local machine and you have created some files, let's say, and you or someone who is using your laptop or machine have accidentally deleted that code. There is an option called recycle bin, but let's say that has been emptied as well. In that case, you lost the code, you lost the work, or you lost your efforts as well. So in that case, that is the first case that GitHub will be solving for you. For second scenario, we have the merge conflict or the conflict nightmare. Consider that you and your friend is working on the same project with the same file in the same line. In that case, you made changes and your friend made changes, but you don't know which one needs to be prioritized because you think your changes are prioritized and he thinks his changes also been prioritized. In that case, there is a huge conflict, right? But using Git and GitHub, you can solve this conflict easily and smoothly. Using Git and GitHub has a feature called branches. In that case, you will be working on the one branch and your friend will be working on the second branch. And when you try to merge this code into the single entity or single version, you will be able to solve these issues easily. So your third issue or the third conflict you can say the GitHub will be solving is that where is my latest version? Because your friend is working, you are working, you will say mine is latest version or his is latest version. In that case, which one will be the latest or current version? Or simplicity is to say, if you are working in, let's say, in India or someone is working on the, let's say, in America or in South Africa or in African continent, in that case you will be sharing that code over the GitHub or on Google Drive or somewhere on the cloud, right? In that case, when you share this code to each other, there will be a multiple files or multiple folders or multiple zip files you will be sharing, saying that I fixed something. Let's say I fixed the color of the font, and someone from the African continent will say I fixed this underline for font particular line, let's say. In that case, his will be latest version and you will also be the latest version. So these are the three scenarios the GitHub will be solving for you. In meantime, you can say what is Git? Git is a version control system for you, meaning that it will keep the changes track for your entire code base or entire folder or entire project yours, keeping the versions of it. Let's say today's version, yesterday's version, day after tomorrow's version. This versioning makes reverting the changes back to very much easy, and also the working collaboration it makes very much simply. Apart from Git, what is GitHub then? GitHub is like a place where you will be putting your repositories or your code, where your team members will be collaborating with you. GitHub has a lot of features that we will be talking about going further inside the tutorial, but for now understand that GitHub is a place where you will be putting your code base. So after learning about the Git and GitHub, let's understand how the GitHub platform is, and I will show the one example of my GitHub repository, how I'm using it, and yeah, let's get started. So here I am on my GitHub account where I have logged into the github.com, and if you don't have the account, please log in or create or sign up or log in then. So here you can see my GitHub repositories. There are many. So these are the one I'm working or I have worked till now. So I will open the latest one, that is a, let's say, privacy keyboard. This is the Android app I have built for myself. So this is a keyboard, and here you can see the dashboard for that particular repository. So these are the description about that particular repository. Then we have some of the files that has been inside that folder I created at the time of the creation of the project. And this is the username of mine, and this is a message that I have provided for this version. Remember, I have talk about the versioning of the project. This is the message for that particular versioning I have done, right? So here are the branches. We will learn more about the branches going forward. Here are some of the tabs you can see, like issues, pull request, actions, projects, wiki, security, insights, and then settings. So I will move back to the code base, and here I will move to the commits. So what are the commits? Commits are in the your versions. Remember, Git uses the version. What is Git? Git is a version control system. So inside that one, commits are the your versions. So you can see it. I have provided some messages or naming convention, or it should be a message for the particular commit. You can see emoji function added, then added the dictionary, then refactored the entire code base and remove the old file. If I click on this particular files or on that message mainly, you can see the version that I have created at that time. See this minus and the red meaning that I have deleted that particular file, and this green plus meaning that I have added that particular file to this project. Similarly, you can see here it also tracks how many lines and how many lines are deleted, added and deleted, both of them. Here you can see green lines meaning that I have added the particular line, and the minus one or red one meaning that I have removed that particular line from that particular file. So this is how the Git keeps the version of your particular project to maintain, right? Now, after seeing how the repository may look like, let's go ahead and download the Git, because you might not have the pre-installed on your machine. It could be a Mac, it could be Linux, or it could be Windows. So I will be going to hit Git SCM, source control manager, and here click on the first link, that is Git SCM. It will redirect you to your Git SCM page. Here you can see there are some of the guidelines. I'm using my Windows, so directly I can see here for the Windows, and if you have the Mac, for Mac download the Mac, and for Windows you can use the GUI as well. It depends, right? So I will click on this download for Windows, and that will move me to its control page for the download, because the Windows system has 64 and 32-bit systems. Mine is 64, so I will just use 64-bit. And after clicking on that one, it shows me to save. I will just say the save, and here you can see it started the downloading, right? So I will click on it after downloading the source control manager, and it will say, let's say yes, and yeah, it should say install. Start installing it. The current version of the Git is 2.48.1, and it has been get installed on my machine right now. So after installation of the Git, you can see this wizard like this. It says launch Git Bash, and we will release notes. Uncheck this one and just click on finish. It will launch Git terminal for us. And let's zoom in little bit. I will just increase the font of it and make it somewhat bigger. Okay. So first command I should use, or you should use, is git --help. Let's hit enter, and you must be able to see this list of the commands. It says clone, then init, then add, then move, then restore, then remove. Then we have bisect, diff, grave, log, show, status, and all this. These are some of the commands that we will be learning, but I'm just showing you that they should be available for you. Let's clear our terminal using clear command, CLER. That will clear the terminal for us. So after the installation of the Git on our local machine, let's start adding it to our local project, right? So in this video, or in this part of this tutorial, we will be learning the 3 basic commands of the Git. That is, first is git init, git add, and git commit. To demonstrate this scenario, let's imagine one scenario for you. Imagine you are in school and you are going to write your essay, right? But you wanted to keep track of what is the changes you are making and save somewhere, right? You wanted to create a versions of it. So Git will help you to create or keep track of all the changes, and if something breaks out or something is missing out, you can make the changes going back inside the history. Inside, I'm on my local machine here, and I'm inside the Git demo, that folder I have created to demonstrate this scenario for you. So let's create one file here, and let's see how the Git behaves. But before creating the file, we will have to ask Git to start tracking this particular folder for you, right? This Git demo. To do so, we will be learning the first command, that is a git init. So what is the git init? Git init will create one folder inside our directory, or a folder to keep track of it. The command for it is a git init. Hit enter. That will initialize one empty Git repository for you. As it says, initialize empty Git repository in this folder, and it is been started with the dot. Remember, the dot folder will not be available to see you directly. You will have, because that is hidden. To see it, you will have to use a command called ls-a, and that will show you the hidden file for you. So you can see the .git file. I can even go inside the .git file folder as well to show you. And if I do ls here, you can see one is the head, description, then we have the folder for info, ref, config, hooks, and objects. I will move out this folder and I will create the screen for better review. Now once we have created or asked Git to keep this track of this folder, we will be creating one file for creating the essay, right? So here on my VS Code editor, I will be clicking on this plus icon, and that will create a one file for me. I will give it as a name as a essay.txt. Hit enter. And then here I will be writing as a hello. Sorry. This is my essay. Right. Now we have created one file. So let's check the status of this particular folder, that what will be Git doing for this new file, right? To do so, we will be running the second command called git status. So let's type on as git status, hit enter, and you can see it gives me the what is going on inside the particular folder, that is inside our current directory. So currently what is going on, we have the one file that is untracked file for this particular folder, that is for git demo, and you don't have to worry about this currently for the branching. We will be running the branching going further, but remember, this is a main branch. This is a root branch for this particular Git repository, right? What is repository? In short, is a folder where you will be keeping your all the changes for your project. It could be essay or it could be your work, any work you can say. And there is a message called nothing to add it to commit, but untracked file is present. That is a essay.txt. It's told us that I know this file, but I didn't started the file to be tracked. That is why this untracked file. So even if I modify these files or did something, let's say change it, Git will still show me that as a, if I do a git status, it will again show me as a untracked file, because Git know it, but it doesn't started the tracking of it. So let's clear our terminal here. And the third command I told you, that is git add. Let's see what it does for us. So if I say git --help here to see what the git add will do for us, and let's try to find out what it does. Stay where it is, Let's go up. Here we go. So this add command add a file to contain to the index. So how the Git will keep track of each and every file? It create index for particular file. So to see the index of it, let's clear this terminal and let's use it as a git add name of the file. Name of the file here is a essay.txt, and hit enter. It doesn't show anything, but if I do now what is going on inside the current directory here, the Git will show me something different now. Message. It says this is a as it is, that is we are on the main branch, and no commit set, that is okay. Now there is no untracked file. It says changes to be committed. Now Git has saved that particular file inside the history, and Git is currently okay to keep track of that particular file. That is versioning of it, right? So we have added that file to the staging area, that is to be tracked, and now we have the new file. Git says it identified as a essay.txt as a new file. So whenever on your any project or any folder you wanted to keep track of your Git, whenever you add a file, that is untracked file to this tracking, it will be a new file for the Git. So after adding the file to our tracking system of the Git, let's use a commit. What is a commit? Commit is a version of that file. Let's say now I have added this text, that is hello, this is my essay, blah blah blah. I'm okay with these changes, and you wanted to keep a history of it, that is a version of it, or you wanted to create a version of it in simple words. So how we can do it? By using a command called git commit, and it uses a parameter called -yum meaning that message, and the message to be provided as a string. So I will give as a name as a frist first, sorry, frist version, and semicolon close, hit enter. So it says, it printed out some message for us, that is a we are on the main branch, this is the name of the branch, and whenever you add or commit, it will show here a branch name. It could be a different branch name for your different feature, that we will look into, but for now it's a main. Then we have the root commit, that is it's a hash for this particular commit to identify this version, and the name of the message, that was the first version. It says for this file we have one file changed, that is sa.txt. What is changed? We have added a text here. And how many insertion we have did? It's a 5 insertion, that is a number of line being added or removed. Let's say now we wanted to make a new version of this particular file, right? So I removed this dummy text from here like this, and it says, now on the left hand side you can see previously it was untracked, then it was added, that is in the tracking system. Now it's been modified. You can see on the sa.txt's right hand side there is a name called modified. And even if I check the status on the terminal as well for this folder, it says we are on the main branch as it is. Changes not saved for git stage for the commit, because we have made a changes, but we have not you can say commit or committed it or added to the tracking, right, again. So it says changes in the working directory, modified, which file has been modified, that is sa.txt. No changes to be committed. Now again we will be clearing this terminal to show you, and I can use the same command called git add sa.txt, and then after modifying this particular file, let's create a second version of it, right? Remember, I have removed this dummy text from here on this file, and I'm on the terminal. So I will use the same command called git commit -yum, and then say second version. Hit enter. It says no changes to be stage. So we will have to add this file to the stage area, because we have modified it, and we will have to let the Git know that I have modified this particular file, and you will have to now keep tracking of that particular version. To do so, I will be using a command called git add, and previously we have given the name of the file, but also there is one more option. If there are, let's say 16 or 15 or 20 or 100 files that you have been modified due to some feature, right? In that case, you won't be adding a name and then git add, then name, git add, then name. So there is a one option that will add all the files for you, that is a period. You will have to use as a git add and then period. Hit enter. Now if I check the status of this working directory, it says modified, and it has been now green. It was red because it was modified but not been added to the tracking system for versioning purpose, but now it's been modified in ss.txt. Now if I clear the terminal again and use the upper arrow to get our second version commit and hit enter, it says we are on the main, we have the new version hash here created, and it has a message called second version. The file has been changed, that is 1, because we already changed the one file, and then we have the 1 insertion and the 4 deletion. So after learning about all of the Git commands, basic command mainly, let's understand what is the GitHub. So as I said earlier, GitHub is a platform where you will be hosting the current code. Which code? This code, the asset that you have created, and you can share that one with the other developer as well. So let's go to our GitHub. This is my profile section or my dashboard section where I have all the projects, and I will create a new project here. Click on this new, and that will redirect to our new page. Give the name of the repository. It could be creative, it could be anything. So I will just give it as a Git demo. and it will check the availability of that name inside their repositories, inside the GitHub repositories. So here I can provide you some of the description, short description. So this is test, or I can say demo tutorial for GitHub for again beginner. Then I will be keeping as a visibility of this repository as a public meaning that you, me, or anyone on the earth can see it, and private meaning that if I choose to give access to the someone or team member of mine, or someone is going to collaborate with me, then he will be able to get an invite, and then he will be able to collaborate or see the repository. So currently I am keeping it as public, so that when I share this repository with you on the GitHub, on YouTube description, you will be able to see all the changes I have made here, or what we have done inside the video. So I will keep it as an ignored, or keep it as a default. I won't be touching anything here. Create a repository, click on it. So that will create a repository for me, and here you can see the GitHub has already provided me some of the command, like here create a new repository on the command line, where if we don't have anything on the command line, or like we already have, but someone might be creating the first of the GitHub repository and then pulling it to the local. In that case, they could use this naming convention, or you can say the commands, or for push existing repository from the command line. Because we already have the repository here, we could directly use existing repository, that is our local repository, to push it to here. So I will be using this below commands here. So let's copy the first command, that is git remote add origin, this name. So what does this command does? So git is a git, already know. Remote meaning that we are connecting this local repository to our GitHub, that is the remote signifies. Add meaning that we are adding this repository, and then origin meaning that this is the origin where I wanted to put our code. Where is the origin? So if I copy this line from here, or even if I search this one, so I can get it there. Oops, sorry. So I will just copy and paste it here like this, and you can see the Git will already show us a default page like this. So I will be using the below command. Let's copy first, and then let's move to our terminal, where we have added our, or here we have our code base. So I will just hit enter here, paste it first of all. Just remove these things unnecessary and hit enter. Now if I do a git, let's go and copy the second command here, that is git branch -, yeah. So let's run that command here as well, paste, hit enter, and then we have the last command, that is git push origin main. So this push is new and branch is new to you, right? So let's do first of all these changes. So before even running that command, let me tell you what is the push. So push meaning that we are okay with the commit that we have done. Remember, we have this many commits, git log. We have the new file added, then we have second version, then we have the first version. We are okay with this commit, and we wanted to put it on our GitHub repository, that is on the dashboard. So you can use a command called git push. So let's paste that command here. I haven't copied that. Let's push git push, copy, and let's go to the terminal and paste it like this, and it will be start pushing our local code to the GitHub repository. So it says enumerating the objects 10, done, counting the objects 100%, delta compression, all these things. It is just pushing the changes. It is this compressing in and then pushing it. So it says on the last line, you can see 2 HTTPS that remote repository is there. Then we have the new branch, that is the main branch, and yeah. If I go here now and refresh the page, I must be able to see the existing code base. Yeah, good. We have the first repository creator on the GitHub. So here you can see all those abc.txt file, sa.txt file that has been here on my local, and it's been added here. And yeah, if I go to the commit, that is versions that we have already created, I can click on these commits and you can see the 3 commits that we already can see here on the local using GitLab. The first is new file added, second and first version, going from bottom to top, right? First version, second version, third, that versions. If I click on it, remember we have added at that time this many content to the essay.txt file, and remember this green means that we have added this file to our GitHub, and remember this -0 meaning that we haven't removed anything from here. Let's go to the second commit to analyze it. Second version. In the second version, remember we removed the dummy text here, right? And how many lines we have removed? 4 lines removed and 1 line, that is this is my essay, has been added, correct? It can be seen here, one file change. Then we have the this icon here, meaning that plus and minus, it is mentioned that it has been removed and this has been added. It don't denote that way. And if anything I can show it to you, that is, yeah, here we can see the commit as well, commit hash as well. So if I go to the local and what is the commit? This is second version, right? So let's go to second version. You can see here 3a 42 6b and 2. These are the first, I guess, 7 characters of the commit hash. Yeah, 3a 42 6b 2. And remember this is a parent, it has a parent, that is 7e 6a 3f 5. Like I said, this is a hierarchical commit. The GitHub keep track of it. So it has a one parent, and if I hover on it, you can see the first version, that is the first commit that we have made on this repository. Let's go back, and it can be seen as a 4 hours ago, even though it has been right now I just pushed it. So it takes the time of the when the commit has been created, not the when we have pushed the changes to our project. That's it. And here on the new file added, you can see the new file green, and for this the plus minus. This has been modified and this has been added. After learning about the basic concept of the Git and GitHub, let's understand what is the branches. So on the repository here, you can see the option called branch. You can click on it and move it to the branches section of the GitHub repository. Here you can see the default section here. Here you can see the main is a main branch, where we just in 20 minutes ago we have just pushed our code, right? To understand the Git branches, consider this example, like we have done a scenario where you have created essay. Now what is the Git branches can do inside our that scenario? So let's consider that the main branch where we just put the code is a final book that you have created through the essay. Now you wanted to update that particular main branch with the new pages that you have created, or new updated version of that particular essay you have created, right? You given the scenario that you don't want to directly edit that particular thing, you wanted to show that changes to someone else as well, like your PR colleague or teammate or someone, right, to review it or to just showcase to them. So in that case, Git branches can be very much helpful, because Git branches can give you ability to perform that actions or modify that particular code or particular file for the changes that you want to do, and send it to the review to the other person as well. I will show to you quickly with example how we can do it. So I will just open my local again. I will open the terminal as well on the left hand side of mine. Here like this, I will just clear it. After clearing it, so let's use a command called git branch. So what is this git branch will do? Git branch will list out all the branches available for this project for you. So currently we just have the main branch, that is why it shows on the green with the asterisk. Asterisk meaning that this is an active branch currently you are working with. To create a new branch on the local side, you can use a command called git again, like this, and git branch and the name of the branch. So I will just give it as a edited -version. Hit enter. That will create a new Git branch for us. So let's do again what are the Git branches available for you. For us, these are now main, which is active, and edited version we just created. Now let's move to that branch and update our any file and make a changes there. So to go to that particular branch, you can use a command called git checkout. Checkout meaning that we wanted to move that particular branch for the editing purpose or doing the work, and then just the branch of the name of the branch. So edited version. Hit enter. It just says to you that we have switched to the branch called edited version. Cool. If I do now a git branch again to see which is the active branch, you can see now edited version is the active branch available for you. So let's clear the terminal and let's do the basic command of the git. That is, say I will go to the my abc.txt. I will rename this file to the let's say rollbook.txt, and here I will just add some numbers like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and we have the last is 10. Since we have modified, this is a revision that I wanted to show, you wanted to show to your colleague or teammates as well, right? So you can just perform the normal action like we just edited or modified the particular file. This is now untracked. Like I said, this is untracked. Now let's add it to the staging area using git add, and the name of the file that I wanted to add is rollbook.txt. Before that one, let's use the git status, right? You can see it's been deleted, abc.txt. We simply, for human being it's a rename, but for the git it's a deleted. So after that one, let's use git command called git add, and let's use grid, and then again check the status of this particular working directory. It says we have deleted the abc.txt and added new file called rollback.txt. For us, remember it's just a renaming, but for the git it's a delete and create. I will just clear the terminal and I will use a command called git commit to create this new version, right, with the message added new content to rollback.txt. Hit enter. It says we have two file changes, one is removed and one is created, that is, and we have 10 insertion, that is 10 lines added. So it says delete mode and create mode. These are the indexes. They just use the same index because just since git internally refers to the same same location, that is why these two indexes are the same for these two files. Simply to say they have reused that particular index for this file. And now let's go to our main branch. Let's do a git branch again here using command called git branch. It says edited version, and let's move to our existing branch, that is main, to have these changes to our main branch. That these are the approved, or you have showed to your colleague and they are okay with the changes. Now you wanted to have it inside our main book or main essay, right? So I will go to the main branch using git checkout, using command called checkout to move that particular branch using, and name of the branch is a main. Switch to the branch new. Your branch is up to date with the origin main. Now here is a new command you will be learning. It's called merge. The merge command will take option or take a parameter of the branch name you wanted to merge into the branch main. Consider as there is a branch A, and consider branch B. Branch B has some changes that branch A doesn't have. Right now our main branch doesn't have the file called a rollback.txt. Here on the right hand side of the VS Code editor, you can see abc.txt is not available here. It's been deleted and it says untracked, right? So to merge our edited version of the code, version inside the main, we will be using command called git merge and name of the file, that is the edited version. Hit enter. It says updating the commits, right? Fast forward, we have removed the abc.txt, we have added the rollback.txt file, two files change, same as we have done on the edited version of the branch, and here you can see that changes has been here. Now if I do a git status here, right, and do a git push to push these changes, rollback.txt changes to our main branch, hit enter, and that will be pushing to our main branch. And if I go to our here on the code or on the GitHub site and go refresh the code, you can see added a new file. New file is added. That commit has been here. Sorry, this one added a new content to the rollback.txt file. That has been added here. Since we have now merged into the main, the work of this branch has been completed, right? The edited version. So how we can remove that particular branch from the local, right? So there is a command called git branch, and it takes option as -d, that is delete, name of the branch, that is a edited version. Hit enter, deleted branch, edited version was this one, was the hash of it. So now if I do a git branch on the local, I must be able to see the main branch as active branch, and there should not be any branches, right? It is not been shown. After learning about this approach of the creating the branches and then merging into our main branch or some default branch that you have on the repository, let's learn another approach where you will be creating a branch, then updating that branch code base or the files, then pushing that changes to the same branch that you have created, and then merging it through the browser, through the GitHub. We will look into that approach. So here let's do a git branch here, and as I said, we are on the main. Let's create a new branch, that is a git branch. Name of the branch I will give something, let's say update rollback. Hit enter. Let's do again git branch. We are on the main branch. So chsck checkout, and then branch name is update rollback, rollback. Hit enter. That will be, we are going to switch to that branch now. Let's do a modification here. So I will just remove the last 5 numbers from here, and I will just give 1 to 5. So that is been modified, and now this is a new essay version. You wanted to put it for the review. That is, your colleague may want to suggest some changes, like he might be suggesting that you should not delete the 10 or numbers below 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So let's do commit, and let's ask him to get reviewed from that perspective. So to do that, we know we can do a git status to know what is the current scenario for our directory. It says modified, then we can add it using git add dot name of the file, that is rollback.txt, and again check the status of it. It says modified and it's now green, right? So let's create it. Then let's use a command called git commit to commit the changes with the message remove some numbers. Hit enter, and that will create a new hash for that particular commit with the message, right? And then push it to our GitHub to get it reviewed, right? To do so, I will be using git push command, and it says fatal error. There is a current branch has no upstream branch, meaning that this is not available on the GitHub right now. I can show it to you right now. Here you can see there is only one branch. Even if I refresh the current repo, there is only one branch. That is why that issue. So to resolve that issue, what we can do is, like, we could use the git push command called git push -- set upstream origin update rollback. Let's try. Hit enter, and you can see now that we have successfully pushed our changes to the new branch, that is update rollback. And if I go to the now GitHub, they say automatic changes been shown here with the message as a branch name. It is sent a push of 1 second ago, and you can see here is the option called compare and pull request. So let's click on this one to see and what is all about, to know about it really. So if I click on that one, it will go to the compare update branch name and then expand one. That is not an issue, but here we can see the name called open pull request. What is pull request is that? So as I said, you are working on the branch update rollback, right? Now you wanted to merge that update or whatever changes you have done in that particular branch to our main branch, correct? To do so, in between there might be chances that in open source project or on your organization, you may have seen that people review your code for mistakes, let's say for giving you guidance on that particular update you have done. That is why this pull request feature is very much important. That improves yourself as well as it maintains the code base readability as well, with the guidelines and whatever the changes the other person needs to be reviewed, right? So here let's understand what is this page talking about. So here you can see there is a base branch, that is main branch of our, that is a default branch. It will be always here been showing you a default branch, right? Now there is a compare. We are comparing the base branch with the our branch, that is a your branch, that is just you have created or I just have created, update rollback. So whichever the branch name you will be creating in the future or for your project will be shown here on the compare box, right? You can click on it and see the branches here as well. And it says able to merge, and sometimes it says not able to merge because there might be some permissions has been set by your organization. Like there needs to be at least one review, or at least one person should have approved this particular request, that the changes you have done, or the in essay perspective, the changes you have done for essay are okay. They are not breaking anything for our code base. That is why this able to merge here. And it says add a title. Add a title meaning that we need to add some meaningful title, that what changes we have done, right? For now here I will be keeping it same as it. I removed some numbers. I will just give more context to the particular person to review from rollback.txt file. That will be title for us, right? And now we can add a description that hey, I don't think they are necessary, so remove it. Please check. This is the description I have added. Meaning that if someone is reviewing your PR, that is a pull request, they will know why you have made some changes here, right? That is why this meaningful description needs to be done. Now here on the right hand side you can see some of the section called reviewers. Reviewers meaning that it will be someone from your organization. There will be name of the people here, their GitHub IDs mainly. So you can click on them and add them as a reviewer. They are the reviewers. In essay context you can say the next person who will be reviewing your essay. Their name you can add it here. Right, assign to yourself, meaning that I have created this particular pull request, that is why I am assigning to myself, right? Then we have the label section. Label section meaning that what is you have fixed. It's an improvement to the essay. It's some modification you have done, or it's something, let's say, issue that you have fixed for your project. That is why these good labels here. You can see there are many bug. They have some description as well, like something isn't working. Documentation, improved or addition to the documentation, right? Duplicate meaning that this issue or pull request already exists on your GitHub, meaning that the changes you have done has been already been done by someone else and you are redoing that thing. That is why this duplicate level. This is enhancement, meaning that you are improving your documentation, right? Or we are improving our essay, so I will add enhancement as a label to here. Good first issue, meaning that if you are, this is for the newcomers, we will be contributing to open source project, but that is not issue for us. Help wanted, meaning that extra attention required because some, let's say if you have deleted two files, as rollback.txt and ss.txt file, then it needs to be get more attention from the many people, because might be someone is depending upon that particular two files. That is why, or invalid or question or won't fix. So let's keep the our label as enhancement, because we are enhancing our essay. Then projects meaning that which projects this particular pull request is belongs to. Currently we don't have any projects here. You can see nothing is here. And then we have those development. Use closing keyword in the description to the automatically close station. That is let's see in the further advanced section of the GitHub that I will be creating for you. For now that is okay. If I go down, you can see the commit. There is only one commit, that is remove some numbers. That is the changes will be shown here on the bottom of the file with the commit hash here. You can copy SSA or browse this repository at this point. If I click on this point here, it will move to the that particular commit version, right? Till now, this is how the our repository look like. This is helpful for the maintaining the versioning of our code base. right? As I said, I will click on the create pull request, and that will create some this pull request for me. Now you can see the pull request has been created with the remote title as a remote some numbers from the rollback.txt file. This is a one. This is auto increment number. This will increment as number as you have the pull request 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will go on. Then we have 4 tabs mainly here, that is conversion, commits, checks, and file change. So you can see here we have the again description that we have created or added at the time. Then we have the commit message, that is remove some numbers. So remember here it will be a list of the your commits that you have done. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 number of commits you have done for this particular pull request. That will be shown on the right hand side. You will be able to see the hash of. After looking into that one, you can see the label that we have just added, that is enhancement, and it's a self assign, right? We have assigned it to the master. So that now you can see here there is no conflict with the base branch, meaning that remember there is a case scenario that you are working on same file, same line number, and your friend is also working on the same file, same number, and you have the both conflict, that which one needs to be prioritized, right? So if there is any conflict such that any conflict, it will be shown here. There will be a files, right? Will be shown here. And then we have the option called merge the pull request, or if I open this drop down here, squash and merge, rebase and merge. So we will look into these two options going further, but right now we have the merge pull request. I can directly show it to you if there is any conflict or something. To show you that way, I will just go here, and this is the main. I will move to the main branch on the GitHub directly. Right, we updated the rollback.txt file, so I will open that file here, and I will edit this file directly on the GitHub browser. This is another option that if there anything you need to do directly on the GitHub, you can do it directly with their editor as well. So this is also a feature for you as well to learn about. Now the file has been opened, and I will remove these 2 numbers from here. Okay, and I will commit directly these changes, update rollback.txt. I will won't be adding a description or anything, and I will directly commit it. Right. Now since these changes are on the main branch, right, where we wanted to merge our updated rollback branch here, this branch. So now if it will see, it has started checking if the ability is merging or not, and it will show if there is any conflict or not. We should be able to get a conflict. See, this branch has a conflict, must be resolved, meaning that someone from the someone has already made some changes on that rollback.txt file on the main branch, and you also made some changes in the rollback.txt file. That is why this merging conflict. So you can see the options has changed. Now I won't be able to merge it. There is no option to merge directly other than solving the conflict, right? I can directly close this pull request and resolve the conflict on my local, or I can resolve the conflict directly on my here browser. So let's resolve the conflict. If I click on the resolve, it will move to me the editor again for seeing the changes. That is fine. So here you can see the changes that has been made. Remember, we removed 9 and 10 and on the main branch, and 9 and 10 been removed from the updated rollback branch as well. That won't be an issue because those changes are made to both of the files, but changes are conflicting with the 5, 6, 7 and 8, mainly a 5. That is where that is the line where we started the making the changes. Right. Here you can see this is coming from the main branch and this is coming from the updated rollback branch. Now how we can solve this conflict, right? So I will keep the changes coming from the main branch, right? And I will also be able to keep the changes. I will remove the extra 5 from here and then remove the extra text here. And I will mark it as a resolve. Commit the merge. This will create a new version of that file, right? And you can now be able to see this is a new commit that has been created, merge branch main into update rollback. Now if I see the content of the file, oops, the file, there is no file to be changed because we have resolved the conflict and we have kept the, now why there is 0 file, previously it was 1 and now it's 0 because 9 and 10 removed from the main branch and 9 and 10 removed from the updated branch, both of them are now same, but we have kept the 5, 6, 7, 8 that numbers. If I go to the let me go to the main branch here and I can show to this file itself again. Cool. Now you can see 7 to 5 numbers. This is available inside our main branch as well as your inside the update rollback branch as well. Let's compare those two quickly. Now if I open the rollback.txt file from the update rollback and if I open the update same file from the main branch as well, let's see the difference here. Now this is the content of our main branch, that is say 1 to 8, and same content is available inside the update rollback, right? So if I now same, both of the files are same, there is no file to be merged inside our let's say main branch. If I go to the pull request, back to the pull request hour, and let's say I open this particular pull request again, there is no conflict. See, we have resolved the conflict and there is no conflict at all. Stop. So let's merge this inside the main branch. Since there is no file changes, it won't be affecting anything on the main branch. But let's go to our terminal and make new changes here. I'm just clear this terminal for us, and let's take a pull. So one more option you will be learning inside this particular scenario is the git pull. So what is git pull? Git pull is nothing but we are taking the whatever the changes is on the GitHub to the local. Local meaning that we will be taking all the changes on our code editor. Remember on this GitHub on that particular GitHub branch, on the update rollback branch, we have these changes, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, that is not available inside our currently on the rollback.txt file on the local side, right? To do so, we will be using command called git pull. Let's do. It should be able to pull the latest changes from our rollback.txt from the GitHub to the local. See, it has says fast forward rollback.txt 5 lines has been changed, from which 4 are insertion and 1 is a deletion. See, these changes now been available to us here. If I remove, let's say now let's remove 6, 7 and 8, create a new commit. First of all, let's add that file, git commit -yum, and let's say remove 7, 8, hit enter, git push again, sorry, should be git push, and it will push the changes to our rollback branch. If I go to the terminal and specifically to our code base here, I must be able to see the recent changes coming from the what you can say update rollback branch. Now there are 2 branches, so let's go to our pull request and click on new pull request, because we want to update or move the update rollback changes to the main branch, right? So here I will change it to the update rollback branch because that is where we want to compare with the main, and we must be able to see the changes coming from the update rollback branch here. You can see removed 7 and 8, and these are the 5 changes. So I will click on the new file request, pull request. Again, I won't be adding here a description because we already know. Assign to myself, labels are improvements or enhancement, and yeah, I will just create on the pull request button. By clicking on it, it created the second pull request. Remember, the number has incremented to 2, and it has a one commit, that is the removed, and then it has hash. It has file changed to be 1. Again, it will show to the bottom somewhere here, and it's just checking if there is any conflict or something with the main branch, so that it can be resolved, or if there is no conflict, we can directly merge it. Here we go. It started checking it. Now it says no conflict with the base merge. I can directly merge it. I will just click on the merge the pull request, confirm the merge, and that's it. It will directly move to this update to our main branch. You can see after merging there is an option called deleting the branch as well, right? So I can directly delete this branch from the repository directly here on the GitHub itself. And another option was to delete the branch from the local as well, like git branch -d, then branch on the name. Now the changes must have been available for us inside our main branch as well, so I will just move to the main branch here to see the changes. It should be removed 7 and 8. Yeah, here we go. That changes has been here, but remember now the local is not sync with our GitHub. To make sure that GitHub is synced with our local machine, we can do one thing, that is a git pull. I will let you know what is the pull command here. So first of all, let's hit enter for git pull. Okay, we are on the update rollback branch, right? So currently, since we have deleted that particular file from the GitHub, it says your configuration specified to merge with the ref git update rollback from the remote, but no such a ref was fetched. That is why we have deleted the update rollback branch from the our GitHub repository or GitHub browser. So let's move out to our main branch, that is doing a git checkout, and then main. We will move to our main branch here. I will clear the screen first of all, and now I will pull. Since we have merged it with our main update rollback branch with the main branch, the changes are coming now reflected to our local as well with the pull command. So pull command mainly specifies that whatever is on the remote, that is on the GitHub our repository from the browser or remote server, take it to the local side, that is on our machine. That is why this pull command. Till now what we have learned, let's recap that one so that we don't get forget. So first of all, we created the repository, that is with the git init. We added a content to the staging area by using a command called git add. It has two options. You can specify the file name and you can use a period for all the changes you have made. Then we have committed that changes to our branch or git to keep tracking of the particular version, right? Then we used another commands like git log, git reset. Then we have a command called git reset as well, to resetting the particular version, to revert back that particular version till the particular commits, right? Then we learn about the branching as well. Then we learn about the merge request, pull request. Then we learn about the basic understanding of how you can create a PR, that is pull request. Learn about the different options available there as well. Now after learning all these things, there are one more scenario I wanted to talk about, that is where, let's say you made some changes on your remote repository, that is on the GitHub, right? So currently you can see here we have the option called adding the readme.txt file here, right? So I will click on this add a readme file, and I will just add a content. This is a demo tutorial for GitHub, and I will just commit the changes, that is create a readme.txt file. Now these changes are on the remote server, that is on the GitHub, right? That is not available on the local. Like I said, we using the pull request, we can take all the changes from the remote, that is from the GitHub, from here to the local, that is on this terminal as well, by using the git pull command, right? That is what I wanted to show it to you lastly, so that you can know about how we can take pull request from the GitHub. Another thing could be to talk about is that, let's say I move to our GitHub demo, right? And we wanted to take a clone of it. What is a clone? Clone meaning that there is a remote repository on the GitHub, and we want that is not available currently on our local machine, but we wanted to copy that repository on our local machine too. How we can do that? So here on the this option called code, here if I click on here, there is an option called SSH, Git CLI, and HTTPS. This is the three options available for you to clone the repository on your local and start making the changes or improving that particular repository for yourself or for contributing to the open source as well. So there is a three options with the GitHub CLI, SSH, and HTTPS. Then we have the with GitHub desktop as well. This is another tool that is provided by GitHub to manage the repositories on your local. Then we have the downloading directly a zip file. That is the last option. Now I will quickly show you how you can clone the repo, right? So I will go to my GitHub profile here, and I will just use any project here. So let's say I am using or searching something. Let's say I search for image or something, right? Let's see the result of it. Let's say I wanted to copy this repository which has a 14,000 stars, right? So intervention, image, PHP processing. So I will click on this right on the code, and I will click on the HTTPS. Copy the URL to the clipboard. I come to our terminal here, and currently we are inside the Git demo. So I will just move out of this Git demo using cd .. I'm on the desktop, and here I will just use a command called git clone. Clone meaning that we are copying that repository, remote repository on our local, and URL of your repository, that is a HTTPS URL that we just have copied. Hit enter. It says cloning into image, that is a folder that they will be creating for us, and it says see, these are the objects that has been received from the remote repository. Why the image folder has been created? Because that is the name of the repository. So whenever you provide the name of the repository, that is the, if you are cloning to the local, that is the folder that GitHub will be creating for us. So let's see if how much time it takes. It says it has a total 18,464 objects, out of which we have cloned till now 4,978. Something is taking time. So now the repository has completely cloned here. So I will just move into that particular image, and you can see if I make it more. Let me clear it first of all. Now you can see we are on the desktop, and this is a main branch for developer. If I go to here, the default branch must be a developer branch. Here we go. And they have only, I guess, 3 branches available. That is, I guess these are the versions that they have released, might have released for their product 1.6, 2.7, and it is a main branch. But default branch is a developer. Now you can, since I have cloned it, I can now implement some feature here or create a pull request, merge it, and do the open source things for us. So what is next now? So since you have learned about the basic concept of the Git and GitHub, I want you to explore the GitHub, at least browser website, so that you can get to know about the different options available, what are the issues, what are the actions, and what are the security and settings, and that we can provide for our GitHub profile or GitHub repository. I will be creating a second tutorial for this GitHub, so that we can learn about the most advanced concept, like I already told you, that is actions, security, insights, and how we can create releases, because most of the companies also work on the releases as well. And yeah, that's it for this tutorial again. And please subscribe to my channel so that I can put the more content on the website. There is a website of mine as well, that is djangoproject.in. That will be going to move to the different domain in May. So stay tuned for that update as well. So see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.